Virginia Tech plays Miami Friday night, 7:30 kickoff Eastern time on ESPN. This game lost all its luster, man. I looked at this in the preseason, and I thought I was really sneaky. I was circling this one, and I said, could we go Miami on a Friday night and then go to Tuscaloosa on a Saturday night? And the answer is, of course we could. However, I didn't think the line was going to be 18.5, and it is at FanDuel right now. So here's how Friday night rolls around here. I'm in a city. This weekend it'll be Tuscaloosa. And what we do is we let the Friday night game start, and when halftime of this game hits, over on Instagram, at Late Kick Josh, that's when we'll do Friday night lines. So we're not even setting a time. We're letting the football dictate the time. So that's what part one of what you should be thinking here. Part two is we have to rack our brains. And we're not picking Miami to win. Anyone can do that. What we got to ask ourselves is if the craziest were to happen and Virginia Tech were to just totally get off the deck and upset Miami, theoretically, how would that happen? And believe it or not, we did come up with a couple of things. The first thing is, how about finding a way to start a game? They trailed Vandy 17-0 and lost, close. They trailed Rutgers 14-0 and lost, close. Imagine, if you will, the impact on team morale and energy if you did nothing more than just 3-0. Just kick a little field goal there. Just go up early. I know that doesn't seem like it's much to ask. It has been for Virginia Tech so far this year. Number two, somehow, some way, some coaches have to make their money here because you got to find a way to overcome the biggest mismatch to me in this game. And you got to do this by not trailing, by the way, and thus not putting yourself in a catch-up mode where you've got to throw the ball. Miami leads the country in sacks. They're top 10 in pressure rate defensively. Virginia Tech, sad paper pop, 110th in sacks allowed so far this year. So duress, just constantly. Quarterback position been under duress here. And then number three, they have to have a big game from their offensive line. Because right now they're sort of middling running the ball. They're 47th in rush yards per game, and Miami's got a top 6 run defense. So if you're listening out there and you're trying to keep track of all this, Miami's got a co-Heisman favorite at quarterback. They have got the probably, if not number one, really close to the number one pass rush unit in the country. They've got a top 6 run-stop defense in the country. And if you think it's just because they played an inferior schedule, okay, I won't be able to convince you otherwise. And then number two, number three, number four, you just have to catch Miami feeling themselves. If Miami were to slip a little bit, if they were to, start relaxing a little bit, I'm not saying it'll happen, but if it were to happen, wouldn't it be here? Wouldn't it be coming off the win on the road at South Florida? Everyone's starting to pump you really, really good now, and you've got a home game, short rest, and there's a team that you're favored by almost 3 touchdowns against. They're coming to town, and is that not the time it would happen? Okay, I've tried as hard as I can to sell you on this. Colin, let's take a look at what the model thinks. FanDuel numbers minus 18.5 right now in favor of Miami. The model thinks that's not high enough. We've got Miami minus 21. I agree. I'm taking Miami to win. I'm taking Miami to cover. It is a Ramen Noodle Express best bet. So we are laying this big number with Miami without a moment's hesitation because I think the matchup is horrific for Virginia Tech. And it's Cristobal's birthday today, so who knows? Who knows how many points that's worth in the next game?